All right, hey, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start off this lesson by saying, Barakatha Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash, and call halal Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well and who also taught me about the truth. A sincere salutation to all the Akim and Akwat out there keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and who is also fearing on the name of YAHAWAH, YAHAWAH Salakia, in these last days. This is your brother Debakia coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, here to get into news and prophecy, and through the Spirit, the Rakah Kadash wanted me to bring out this article about this so-called bootleg fire and match it up with the precepts, okay? Let's get into it. It says, how bad is the bootleg fire? It's generating its own weather. Yeah, you read that right. A fire is creating its own weather. Unpredictable winds, fire clouds that spawn lightning, and flames that leap over fire breaks are confounding efforts to fight the blaze, which is sweeping through southern Oregon. Let's get this word confounding.
Confound.
It says, cause surprise or confusion, especially by acting against their expectations. So that's what YAHAWAH is doing right now to these Edomites. He's causing confusion because they have no idea what is going on. Across this earth, you have heat waves taking place. You got mass inflation taking place, increasing in gas prices, uproars of the people. They're out there persecuting the Israelites out in Cuba. They're out there persecuting the so-called Africans out in South Africa. And the people are fighting back against this wicked-ass government because essentially that word wicked goes back to the Edom. Every single Edomite on this earth is wicked. And wherever they dwell on this earth is also wicked. Because all that they know is evilness and do wrong amongst others. I wish this video would roll, but it's not rolling right now. But it says, a satellite view of the bootleg fire burning in Oregon last week. This is by Henry Fountain, published July 19th, 2021, updated July 20th, 2021. A towering cloud of hot air, smoke, and moisture that reached airliner heights and spawned lightning, wind-driven fronts of flame that have stampeded across the landscape, often leapfrogging fire breaks, even possibly a rare fire tornado. The bootleg fire in southern Oregon, spurred by months of drought and last month's blistering heat wave, as I just mentioned, is the largest wildfire so far this year in the United States. And guess what, Esau Edom? It's only going to get worse for you. All right? It's going to get a lot worse. This is only the beginning. You haven't seen anything yet. Having already burned more than, get this number, 340,000 acres or 530 square miles of forest and grasslands. And at a time when climate change, there is no such thing as climate change. This is all by the power of the Lord YAHAWAH. This is all by the power of the Lord YAHAWAH. That climate change is just to throw you Israelites off and to make you not believe that there is a power in heaven. But there is. There is no such thing as climate change, okay? It's all through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH. And at a time when climate change is causing wildfires to be larger and more intense, it's also one of the most extreme so big and hot that it's affecting winds and otherwise disrupting the atmosphere. End quote. I'm gonna leave this article in the description box too, by the way. The fire is so large and generating so much energy and extreme heat that it's changing the weather, said Marcus Kaufman, a spokesman for the state forestry department. Normally, the weather predicts what the fire will do. In this case, the fire is predicting what the weather will do. The Bootleg fire has been burning for 2 weeks, and for most of that time, it's exhibited one or more forms of extreme fire behavior, leading to rapid changes in winds and other conditions that have caused flames to spread rapidly in the forest canopy, ignited whole stands of trees at once, and blown embers long distances, rapidly igniting spot fires elsewhere. It's kind of extreme, dangerous situation. It's kind of an extreme, dangerous situation, said Chuck Redmond, a forecaster with the National Weather Service, who has been at the Fire Command headquarters providing forecasts. Fire so extreme that they generate their own weather, confounded firefighting efforts. The intensity and extreme heat can force wind to go around them, create clouds, and sometimes even generate so-called fire tornadoes, swirling vortexes of heat, smoke, and high wind. YAHAWAH Hashem Yahawashi is as a burning fire. So he's doing all this to these Edomites. He's vexing them and showing them these things. The catastrophic car fire near Redding, California in July 2018 was one of those fires burning through 230,000 acres, destroying more than 1,600 structures and leading to the deaths of at least 8 people, some of which were attributed to a fire tornado with winds as high as 140 miles per hour. That was captured on video. Many wildfires grow rapidly in size, and a Bootleg fire is no exception in the first few days. It grew by a few square miles or less, but in more recent days, it has grown by 80 square miles or more. And nearly every day, the erratic conditions have forced some of the nearly 2,200 firefighting personnel to retreat to safer locations, further hindering efforts to bring it under control. More than 75 homes and other structures have burned. On Thursday night, along its northern edge, the fire jumped over a line that had been treated with chemical retardant, forcing firefighters to back off. It was just the latest example of the fire overrunning a fire break. So, I'll show you guys a few pictures, but if you want to read the rest of this, you can go ahead and check out the article yourself. I'll try to leave it in the description box, but check this out. Members of the National Guard monitored a roadblock Thursday near Bly, Oregon, close to the Bootleg fire. A firefighting aircraft returning to base on Thursday with the Bootleg fire's cloud in the background. And this happened over there in California during 2019. So as you can see, YAHAWAH is pissed off. He's mad, and he's about to destroy America because it's all written in the Bible. Everything that you see on earth happening right now is because of prophecy. There is a picture I wanted to get for you guys, and this is the picture right here. Check that out. Woo! If that's not a faith booster, I don't know what is. Call YAHAWAH Hashem Yahawashi. It says the Bootleg fire lit up the night sky near Bly, Oregon on Friday. Yeah, okay. Things are getting intense over here in America and across this earth. If you consider yourself the hopeful elect, you should be rejoicing and staying in the spirit, because we're seeing the downfall of our enemies, beginning with the so-called white man who are the biblical Edomites. Let's get into the precepts now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and we're going to get this whole chapter, beginning with verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So modern day Babylon is America. America is ran by the Edomites. And this place is going to fall. This is future prophecy, but it's going into how these are the beginning stages of seeing our enemies fall. There is no rebounding for Esau, Edom. He had his time, and his time is up. Okay? Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations have been influenced with this witchcraft from E. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And what is America's delicacies? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are the children of Israel. We built this country. Beginning with slavery. We built up New York City. We built up California. We built up America. And through us, through our building, other nations have also gotten rich, but they will all pay. Thus saith YAHAWAH. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And how do you come out of America? By knowing your true nationality, by knowing who you are according to the Bible, by calling on the true names of the Lord and his son, which is Yahawah and YAHAWAH, and by repenting. That's how you come out of America, by putting down the pork, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, and renewing your mind and staying rooted in these scriptures and these prophecies. Revelation 18:4 again, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Because if you stay in this American philosophy and in this American state of mind, guess what? You are going to receive these plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, for Yahawah hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In a cup which she had filled, fill her to her double. So in the kingdom of heaven, when you Edomites go into slavery, it is going to be 2 times worse than what you put us through. But in righteousness, of course. Revelation 18:7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. What has she done? She has glorified herself and lived deliciously. What has America done? She has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. That is what you Edomites are saying. That is how you feel, and that is how you think. But the wrath and the plagues are amongst you, and there is no way you can escape. Revelation 18:8, going into the nuclear weapons and the nuclear bombs that are going to drop on this evil ass place. Revelation 18:8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. That's how fast YAHAWAH is going to destroy this place. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahawah who judges her. Revelation 18:9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. when they shall see the smoke of her burning. And where's that smoke going to come from? From them thermonuclear weapons and thermonuclear missiles that is going to destroy this place. And a good example of that is the movie The Knowing at the end with Nicolas Cage, where he walks into the house with his family and they're all hugged in a circle. And then out of nowhere, a huge bomb just explodes and tears apart the whole state of New York. That's just an example, but it's going to be even worse than that. Let's get this word "bewell" her, or "be well." How these other nations are going to feel.
Bewail.
Express great regret, disappointment, or bitterness. So these nations are going to have great regret and bitterness when they see America burning. All right, Revelation 18:9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of the torment, saying, at last, that great city, Babylon, which is modern day America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come. So you Edomites are puffed up and proud. Little do you know, YAHAWAH, YAHAWAH is going to destroy this place in 1 hour. I'm talking every single farmland, grassland, all the infrastructure, the buildings, these houses, these businesses, these streets are going to be destroyed in 1 hour. So essentially, you ain't shit when it comes to the Lord. Revelation 18:11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and of fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thymy wood and all the manner vessels of ivory and all the manner vessels of the most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. They will have none of that ever again. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. All right, there's power in those names. And that's why I say it like that. Okay? Believe in that name. Revelation 18:14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee. And thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. All these great riches the Edomites have are going to come to naught. These riches, these dollars, these coins, this Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency cannot save you Edomites. All right? Y'all are in deep, deep shit. And I'm not sorry for cussing. Revelation 18:17 again. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on her heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships and sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. That 1 hour keeps popping up. And don't forget, this is a future prophecy. This has not happened yet. Revelation 18:20. This is a very, very beautiful verse. And make sure you're highlighting and taking notes on all these scriptures. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for YAHAWAH hath avenged you on her. Woo! And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. How is this place going to be brought down? With violence. How is this place going to be burned? With violence. Revelation 18:22. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. No craftsman or whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were great. For thy merchants were great. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Because Esau Edom is constantly working witchcraft, including with his media. Starting with his media, it is all witchcraft. And get ready for the demonization of the so-called black Hebrew Israelites. And just like my elder Malcolm said, we're not black, you devils, we're different shades of brown. But they are going to try to demonize us. Last verse, Revelation 18:24. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Let's go back to this picture. Yeah. Take a good look at that, Esau Edom. That is your future and that is your fate. All right? I'm going to close out this lesson by saying, Call halal YAHAWAH, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to you Akim and you Akwat out there who are taking heed to YAHAWAH, Yahweh Shai in these last days. It's your bro with the Bakia coming to you again with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is, Bootleg Fire? Question mark, question mark. Shalom.